What's up, everyone? I'm Bianca Marley. I'm from outside of Philly, Delaware County to be exact, and I live in Harlem. I love me some Harlem. I am the manager of the in-arena hosts at Barclays Center for the Brooklyn Nets, and I work in education, and I'm a freelance sports reporter. In terms of sports, I feel like ever since I moved to the suburbs outside of Philadelphia when I was about 8 years old, I just was involved. My parents made sure I was involved. Played team, basketball, softball, tennis. I literally played every sport. I did gymnastics. I can still do backflips. So ever since then, it just became a part of my identity. Until this day, it's just something that's in me that I'm very passionate about, and informing others through sports. When it comes to working in sports entertainment as a female, I think it's a beautiful experience. We add so much perspective. I know me specifically and my peers, we pay close attention to detail, and that's what really ties everything together to create a dominant experience whenever you go to the Barclays Center. I think right now, in terms of women in sports, I think we've come such a long way, and it's a blessing and a curse, because right now, I think with the role of social media, it's kind of hurting women in a way, because people on Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms are ready to attack a woman, not necessarily because of the content, but because of their appearance, which I find mind-blowing in today's age. So I think in a way it's kind of degrading women just a little bit, and it's making us work harder. Not like we do not work harder, but for me personally, I just take pride in knowledge and articulating and coming out with the facts. So it just adds a certain layer, an additional layer of pressure to make sure that we are on top of our game. Such a shame how people are always bashing, but they're so quick to jump on females than they are on males, our counterparts. So being a Philadelphia sports fan in New York City, I never thought I would say this, but as much as I love my Philly sports, I never thought I could love it that much more. I say that because y'all New York fans are a little crazy. And we all have pride, we're all loyal to our teams, but I think what sets us apart is that we have one team, one city, one sound. In New York, you have some Yankees and Mets, and then Knicks, and now even Brooklyn, and then you have the Giants and the Jets who don't even play in New York City. So I think it's just so neat that I am able to represent my city and watch kick y'all butt. I think the support from other football players of Colin Kaepernick and his stance against social injustice is huge and super important, especially I know Malcolm Jenkins, fellow Eagles guy, has showed support. And I think at this point we need solutions. Raising awareness, kneeling during the national anthem are certainly ways to raise awareness, but I think it's more than that. I think we need to figure out what the underlying issue is in terms of the NFL. They're obviously not acknowledging this. They're not saying anything, period. Personally, because I feel like they don't see it as a threat. Something that's a threat to the NFL and Roger Goodell is money. Money is not coming out of the pockets of the league for the most part due to this. Not enough money given the revenue that they make each year. About $13 billion this past year. So I think one creative solution, which would require a lot, the fact that the NFL is 70% Black, African-American individuals, they should somehow create some form of a lockout and essentially not play. That's where you'll see money hitting the fans. People will not sponsorships may drop, viewership may go down drastically if they do not see these prime 70% of the players not playing in the league. That's one huge way to make an impact. I think another way to create an impact is, again, for the NFL to support this mission. I think this is huge. As you can see, it's going on everywhere outside of sports. What they could do, like they do with anything else, is create a game dedicated to social injustice. They have Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They have the Salute the Troops. Even last year, they launched their campaign, My Cleats, My Cause, where players were able to design custom cleats in support of their own charities, and donations, they auctioned off their cleats and donations went directly to those charities. So if the NFL could work together and create some sort of awareness, a game, a dedication, something to acknowledge what's going wrong. I did cough up a little money to watch the McGregor and Mayweather fight, and it exceeded my expectations just a little bit, being that it went to the 10th round. I still think it was a little rigged. Of course, in the beginning, I think Mayweather was trying to figure out what McGregor was doing, because he came, like for example, if you look at McGregor's stance, like the minute the bout started, he started going like this. Like this was McGregor's stance. Obviously, it threw me off. I'm sure it threw Mayweather off. So initially, when you're standing like this, you know, first of all, it's about to be over. And he couldn't get as much powerful punches in, because the moment you have your hands raised like this, it forces you to swing with your upper body. Where in boxing, you gotta have your elbows tucked in, you gotta kneel down and you punch from your hip, and you know, your legs, and then you punch. So I just thought it was funny, his stance alone. And he just knew it was gonna be over. But McGregor did take some crazy hits to the face, but of course the 10th round, it went down, period. Mayweather hit it, he lost it, and I guess Mayweather even said in MMA, the rounds last, there's 5 rounds, 25 minutes, and right past that 25-minute point is when McGregor broke down. So that's kind of, I guess, the synopsis of the fight. We all knew Mayweather was gonna win, but I did not expect it to last that long. And I still cannot get over McGregor's stance, being that I'm a huge boxing fan. So, in terms of the future of sports and social injustice, whether or not it's acceptable to merge the two, I think it's going to be happening more often. It's been happening years ago, obviously, with Muhammad Ali, Tommy Smith, John Carlos. But I think it's a matter of, if you want to sacrifice, you have to put up a sacrifice to fight for rights for anybody, a whole group of people. So with sacrifice comes perhaps losing income, perhaps losing some sort of not even a perceived reputation, but it's just you're gonna get a lot of criticism for it. So you just have to be ready for that. You may lose your job. So I think there's a lot of brave athletes who are willing to make that next step, and I'm excited to see it.